Hello, welcome everybody. You are tuned in to the Euroleague, and we are broadcasting live from Bellahøj Swim Stadium in Copenhagen. This is the first match of the opening round. And the teams today in the start are Krefeld and Egersund. And we have the lineups here. For Krefeld, wearing number 2, Lucas Veltiens. Number 4, Paul Werner. Number 5, Sasha Bogesic. Number 7, the captain, Martin Meskius. Number 8, Yannick Graf. Number 10, Kihan Behanahani. Number 12, Philip Kreisig. Number 14, Wilhelm Holy Karl. Number 57, Jan Kinderman. Number 77, Manuel Gassner. Number 91, Nicholas Onkelbach. And number 96, Maximilian Gieten. And the head coach is Christian Jacobs. On the other side of the pool, wearing white, from the Norwegian club Egersund, number 1, Stian Holland. Number 3, Ove Magne Jersten Tings. Number 5, Bjarti Lysand. Number 6, Christian Bowitz. Number 9, Stig Andre Utheim. Number 11, Marius Stang Bunes. Number 12, Trond Helge Lillevik. Number 13, Erik Mostad. Number 14, Lars Jermestad. Number 17, Stefan Tengs. Number 32, Håkan Jemil Helland Sestad. And number 93, Tord Kaspersen Nerland. And the referees this match. On deck, Tommy Jeppesen. And in the water, Sten Åke Sundqvist and Thomas Mörk. Sit-up. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Davro Tien here with you at Bellahøj Swim Stadium in Copenhagen, getting ready for the match. I'm joined here in the booth by Christian Schaefer, who is a Euroleague player himself.
Thank you, Davro.
And you played with Akron last season.
I played with Akron last season. I played with Flipper the first 5 season. Now this season I'm going to play with Molde. I change club all the time.
Okay, you're going to play with Molde. That's a surprise. All right. I thought you might go back to Flipper, but they wouldn't have you.
I have no allegiance. I just play with every club.
All right.
Well, yeah, welcome back to the Euroleague for the first time ever, a qualification round. I'm very excited about this.
It's going to be, it's going to be really tough. We guess that Fusalis will be the weakest team here, and the other three, it's going to be a tough fight.
I think the winner of this match is going to be one of the two teams that's going to
make
advance. So this is a make it or break it game. Perhaps sorry for the delay. We got 30 minutes delayed due to some technical issues. But Anton and the rest of the team ensured all the remaining matches of the day will start on time.
Yes.
So all the remaining matches will be start as scheduled.
Now, Christian, I want to ask you, what difference do you think it makes for these teams to have players who have previous EuroLeague experience? Martin Meskis is the coach of Krefeld, and he proved himself in the EuroLeague earlier as a player with Vienna.
And he's also he also played with the national team, and he's a good player. And the same goes for the the Egersund team. They have 5 players with previous experience, and I think it's make a difference because it's not the same thing, but it's kind of the same thing when you play a national match. The experience plays in because this is another intensity. You have to get yourself up on that level and be ready to play on another level of intensity that you're used to from your national league and you practice in the trainings. So I think it's going to make a difference, but I'm having a really hard time separating these two teams because I watched the Krefeld at the German Championship, and then of course I know the Egersund team. And I think it's split right down the middle between these two teams.
It's going to be a tough match. Yeah. All right, they're off. And Krefeld got to the ball first.
But Egersund, and that's it. No, one thing is getting first to the ball, but another thing is actually getting the ball.
Holding on to it. Yeah. So we see both teams are not short on oxygen. They're staying down a long time.
See here, Egersund with a relatively high pressure up on the field.
Dragged up there. Now, do you think Krefeld is going to play like Mausch?
The thing I saw when I watched them in the German Championship, they play the way I see it, very traditional German style.
Trying to get in on the side there.
It's not very tempo oriented. It's more like working your way through, like slowly progressing closer and closer to the goal. And they're very capable with the ball at their hands, so it's difficult to take the ball from. I think we're going to see this pattern a lot in the game. Krefeld on the ball, not trying to do so much, and Egersund waiting. So I think the keys for Egersund to win this game is going to be focus on the fast breaks, and when they get the ball, make sure they have some possession in the offense.
Oh.
Gonna see a call for shoving the back. Probably. It's gonna be a wide free throw.
So Egersund will get the ball back?
Yeah.
So for Krefeld looks quite confident in possessing the ball and establishing themselves.
Yeah, and it's when you play against this team, it's kind of like they, how to put it, like want to make you feel, a little bit, almost make you, bring down the tempo so you can't get a little bit unaware. And then they're going to pull in some players on the different side of the bucket, and they're going to move in, and suddenly there are 4 players there, and then they. But see, this is just what we talked about. It's important for Egersund to remain possession. Yep. Otherwise, you're going to lay the whole match in defense, and that's not going to be good for them. Now we see a holding against Egersund.
Yeah, so that's.
Yeah, it's not been a very good start for Egersund.
A little bit of nerves here. Do you think they have any junior players who?
Yeah, Yeah, they do, and it takes some time to get settled into the match, and you have to remember these players, they never played against each other before, so they don't know each other, and that quite naturally you're going to be a little bit more hesitant in certain aspects of the game, and that's why the tempo is not very high right now.
Now, last season, Matthias Barsten, who was a younger player with Molde, he said that he felt that they singled him out to try to break him psychologically. And here the players, maybe they don't know each other that well yet.
Yeah.
So it will be harder for them to target somebody who's a younger junior or lacks the experience. But Krefeld seems pretty steady here.
But this, what Krefeld want to do, and then they want to fill up on the side and make the pass and going.
And that guy 91 is big, and he was he has a mass to just push away the back. Yeah. It doesn't look good for Egersund so far. They're
getting a little bit too close on the goalies. The attackers have to do a better job of keeping the distance between the goal and. Then they have to push their attack a little bit back.
Now the ball was exposed and he didn't manage to get it.
But I'm pretty sure that Egersund, I know they talked about Krefeld as a team, and I know they talked about they're going to have a lot of possession.
You are admin.
Okay, I'm admin.
Facebook.
Yeah, and did you?
We're getting questions from you on Facebook.
Yeah, if you have any questions to us, feel free to leave them on the Euroleague Facebook page, and Daryl and I will try to answer them as best as we can.
The ball gets knocked out, slowing Krefeld down just a little bit, but they're here on the bottom, and Egersund is not going out and chasing them, preferring to wait until they get into the basket before they...
And I think that's
a wise decision.
I think this is interesting. I think this is the right thing to do. There's no point in chasing yourself out with the ball because they're so good in possession. So they have to take him when they get close to the goal. But it's a lot about timing for the Egersund players, and that is difficult. And I think we are edging closer to a Krefeld goal here.
And there we saw that's 365-degree spin by Martin Meskis.
And you see, yeah, that's the thing.
Bad sign.
You gotta, they gotta, they gotta do a better job of that, because if they lose the ball like that, then it's just gonna be a matter of time before Krefeld score.
Yeah. They'll start to tire also if they have to play defense all the time. Now the way Krefeld is holding onto the ball with such ease, it means that their heart rates are not going up as fast.
Yeah, but this is it's very frustrating as a defender to play against a style like this.
But
and you have to be very, very disciplined.
Yeah.
And this is where the previous experience comes in.
Well, they've lost their position under the basket there. That wasn't good. So what went wrong there? Why did the back? Why was there was no back there for Egersund for a while?
Now that's also. This is very good goalkeeping by. That's 93. There was Tord Nibland with very good goalkeeping.
Oh, now they've got it.
You see, they're just.
Did the goalie think that it was time to go, and instead
that's
they lost the ball?
Because they haven't. This is not exclusively a team consisting of Egersund players.
No.
It's a match of players from different clubs, and if you're not used to playing with each other, you can make a little bit of simple mistakes, communication mistakes. But this is important for Egersund. They have to keep on to the ball, but they lose it.
Martin Meskis coming in. The defense comes down, but they chuck it out there, and Ove Magnagas and Tens picked it up.
We have Bjarte Lysand, previously played for PE in many years
Yeah.
in Denmark.
He's looking for a pass, but he doesn't find anybody. By the time a player comes over, they've got Krefeld players all over him.
If I was Egersund right now, I would probably take my timeout. You here see a replay of the pass before.
Yeah.
There's no. Oof.
No, Egersund's
Oh, the back is not known where he is,
It's
and
good
it's
score.
a goal.
Yeah.
You see it there, the back. It's number.
Goal blue.
The back didn't see the pass.
Number 12.
And now we have the goal for
Goal
Philip
12.
Kaisik.
Assist 1.
and the
And the-
assist given to
12.
Luke 12. It was Lucas Velchens. who
Time
got
out
the
wide.
Yeah, and you see they.
Time
they-
out
assist
wide.
there.
It's the right time they take the timeout because they are
Time out wide.
very unorganized right now.
I don't think it looks good for
No, but
Egersund.
it's they just haven't they have to attackers have to do a better job of communicating
Yeah.
the back, and I mean just keep it simple. The backs and the goalies have to keep the change on the clean. It's not any. It should not be like a meter or 30 centimeters between the shifts down on the goal. They have to be much more clean, and they have to pay attention to where the ball comes. You see there, the back is unaware of what's happening, and he just puts it in. And it's as you said, you have to, when you play on this level, you have to be very, very focused and disciplined in all your actions. And if you're not 100% disciplined and focused on doing your job every time you're down there, you're gonna see stuff like that. And you play against players who are that good that they're gonna score and punish you if you're not paying attention. So
Ready to play?
somebody asked if we're going to be back on schedule, and
Yeah.
I hope that's the hope.
we
So we should be.
Anton told me we are.
Yeah.
But
So after a 1-0,
but I mean, being down 1-0 is not that big of a problem. But this is, I mean, again, losing the ball. I think Egersund right now just have to focus on getting some possession and, feel each other out instead of throwing it away.
why are the Egersund players who have the ball so isolated?
But that's again, it's when you get caught on the back foot and when you feel you are kind of like behind on everything from air to teammates on the bottom, you start to make mistakes and you get a little bit afraid. And you start to hold a little bit back. And when you hold it a little bit back, it creates a lot of stretching the team. So it's a matter of being confident in your playing style, I think. But being down 1-0, that's not a disaster. There's a lot of time left. But they have to start touching the ball a little bit more. We played for 10 minutes almost, and we haven't seen a Egersund attack. They haven't crossed the middle.
No, they haven't held on to the ball.
Oh.
Now they're starting a counter, but it stopped.
Again,
Oh.
I mean, it's
Well, they managed with difficulty to hold on to the ball, and they've lost it again. So this is a really good start for Krefeld, because if they win this game, they can figure pretty much that they should beat Visalis, and that ensures them a spot in the Euroleague regular season.
But again, as you see, the right in this moment, you have to have an attacker on the Krefeld player. But the attackers from Egersund is just a little bit too slow. I think now he gets locked up. Now he's going to make a pass. Right there, there should be an attack on him. Right there.
Yeah.
And he comes just a half a second, a bit too late, so they start to build up the pressure, and the pressure just gets higher and higher and higher. And eventually you're going to crack as a defense, as we saw in the goal before.
Yeah.
See, this is, again, too easy for the Krefeld player. Gets too much time
Oh,
Could be a kicking. Nah, that's a penalty.
so they
You see,
Penalty throw.
the
Tu-
the
tuck-
Krefeld player, he goes
Shoulder
from
and
above,
basket.
and
Wedging.
he starts to hold the grab the
Penalty throw.
legs of the
and
keeper.
Egersund was kicking.
Blue.
Yeah, no, and he was pushing. He was kicking and pushing himself down, and you see here, because he has too much time touching the goalkeeper,
One play in the water.
they're gonna call that penalty. If the attacker was on him right away, he wouldn't be able to grab the keeper, and he wouldn't have got that penalty. So I say right now the issue with Egersund is their forwards. They're not playing at a high enough level. That was a mistake by the forward that's creating
Here,
that penalty.
Who is it who's taking the shot?
It's number 12. It's Philip Kreisig, and it's number 93. It's
Who's already scored?
yeah, it's Tord.
Casper,
Tord is a
Never
very
mind.
very able goalkeeper, but
Goal.
it's just a
12,
very very nice
blue.
penalty.
he got him off, and then
Yeah.
he shot it in. Yeah. So Kreisig's got 2 goals already.
Yeah, and I was
Of course I can.
I don't
was
know, will
ready.
these goals count in the Euroleague totals for the season? Probably not. Or?
yeah he get no I don't know, but he has a good grip around the neck, safe progression with the ball, puts it in. Very nice penalty.
He was at some risk there. He's scissored. He's got a scissors grip on him, but he got out of it.
It's very nice penalty.
Yeah.
Citadel, we can make a post now on the European Underwater Rugby League Facebook page, and people can leave their comments under that. So the question now, what should we write in that post?
Send us your questions.
I'm gonna hand over the phone to you, and you can write. You have to. Right now it's in Danish dictation, so you can change it to keyboard to English. Ryle Durrell is writing the posts. We see Egersund again struggling in their own defensive zone. Send us your questions in the comment section below.
So Egersund looking to reverse the halt to the action.
Blue free throw.
Free throw for Krefeld. They keep it on the surface, swimming over on the left side, and then coming down towards the goal, and hassling the goalie, and leaving the ball down to a new attack. And a lot of pressure here on the goal. That wouldn't surprise me if they could score. Oh, he didn't see it. The ball bounced down on the bottom. Picked up by Egersund. And chased over to the side. He's got 3 players on him. And he managed to hold on. And
Yeah, but I think what you're seeing right now from Egersund is it's not very good. There's a class difference between these two teams right now. Egersund haven't crossed the middle in the pool the whole game. They haven't had possessions for more than 20-30 seconds.
Egersund's not playing like a team.
They're not playing like they're not playing at all. They're just being pawns in the game of Krefeld. It's also seen that Egersund are unable to bring up the tempo and disrupt the passing game of Krefeld. And that's despite, in... here again we see Jan Kinderman going in. He also had previous Euroleague experience from the Vienna team.
He's suffered an injury, but he's back now. So, well, the ball handling skills of Krefeld are good. They managed to. Meskis takes the ball up to the surface. So he's involving 2 players in that scrum. They managed to get it away from him. But Krefeld's all over them and got the ball back.
Nice pass,
Yeah.
but good back play from Stian Holland.
Stian's fans in Australia be watching him. Behind the back, but they hold on to it. They're very relaxed now. Krefeld's not stressed. They have a 2-goal lead, so they can afford to play loosely.
And I would say it's the same with the penalty that came against Egersund. You might blame the goalkeeper for having a shoulder in the basket, but I think all of the defensive problems of Egersund comes
1 minute.
from
1 minute.
a lack of quality in their forwards.
Yeah,
Their forwards are not playing good enough, and that puts the backs and the goalkeeper on unnecessary amount of stress. Again, there he just has too much time going in from
first
the
half
top.
is almost over now. 30
Um,
seconds left, roughly. Wow, he outlasted the person who was forechecking him. That's not good. Now,
can they go on a no? They
no.
cannot.
Instead of a good pass, they almost set up a goal-scoring opportunity. That's the first half there.
No,
So
All
there's
about
still
surface.
12 seconds left.
Okay.
The ball left the surface. They have 10,
Referee ball.
10 seconds left, and there's going to be a referee ball. But the way I see it, seems like Krefeld are a little bit better
Referee ball. I need
conditioned than the Egersund players. They seem more rating their heads, and it's despite in Norway the last couple of months, a very popular way to train to underwater rugby has been running. You have seen a lot of players starting to run a lot, especially some of the Molde players. You know, Geir Magne Strand.
Really?
He started to run marathons and focus a lot more on that conditioning part. You'll see Yasmin, I won't have trouble pronouncing his name. Devisovic starting to take a lot of these mounting trips, walk a lot,
Really?
to a point that he's not practicing rugby so much. He's more, taking running and walking.
Half time.
But despite all that, it doesn't seem like the Egersund players are in very good, physical condition. It seems like Krefeld are better conditioned teams than Egersund right now.
Well, I would have to say that you couldn't really tell so much about Egersund's conditioning because they didn't hold on to the ball. They were so disorganized that it was hard to make a determination about what was going on with them. But they certainly didn't play well together as a team. They were not there to get the pass after they took the ball, and they just threw the ball away on the bottom.
But that's again, Darrell. I mean, this is a. I think we have a qualification round, and you clearly see if Egersund comes with this level, they're not good enough to play in the Euroleague. It's just as simple as that. If you cannot play in a higher level, you cannot play in the league. So it's just I mean, it is not. I think if Egersund played, they probably would play much. It's not because they're a bad team. They just play against a better team. And Krefeld making Egersund look bad, because Egersund, it is a good team, but they're just not at the required level to play in the EuroLeague.
Well,
from what they displayed in the first half.
I wouldn't say that Egersund is weaker than Vienna when Vienna started.
No, but it's also much about being able to bring the intensity, bring the focus, bring the mentality. And right now, Egersund is not bringing that intensity. And of course, you have to be a good player, but you also need to bring some. No, we're gonna cut over to highlights.
back on the air after halftime. Davral Tien, along with Christian Schaefer, here in Bellahoy Swim Stadium, Copenhagen.
1 minute. 1 minute.
1 minute before the resumption of the match between Krefeld and Egersund. And we were talking there during the highlights, Christian, that the forwards on Egersund have got to deliver more. They've got to take control.
Much of the struggles of Egersund comes from poor play from the forwards of Egersund. They're not helping out the defense well enough. But now, I mean, 2-0, it's not impossible to turn it around.
No.
So let's see what the second half brings.
To go back to this question of conditioning, I don't think we really know. They haven't tested themselves conditioning-wise in this match to that degree, because Egersund's not held onto the ball. We don't know.
No, but
technically they've been played well.
No, it's like I said to you in the half break, it's about
Blue team ready?
also not allowing Krefeld to just play the way they want. I mean, they have to try to force up the tempo and really try to put a bit more pressure on the ball carriers for Egersund, because now Egersund cannot afford Krefeld, allow them to play around and eat up the clock. So they have to push out more, they have to be more aggressive, and not being so hesitant as it was in the first half.
But Krefeld's kept the ball most of the time, so...
Yeah. And that's, and as you right here, instead of the forward, he puts pressure on one player, and then he goes up. He has to go on to the next player, and the next player. He has to keep on chasing the ball.
To take away the rhythm of the passes.
And also to put a little bit, because he's not putting enough pressure on the ball carrier. He has to put pressure on him, so he might make a mistake. Now we see a mask grab from Egersund, so it's going to be a Krefeld.
Blue free throw, holding.
So holding against Egersund, Krefeld.
Wide free throw.
Oh, they lost it. Was it delay, or what caused that?
Yeah, he took up the ball above the water and took too much time. So they reverted it. But now it's a chance for Egersund to actually start and have some play. We see
Stig Holland.
Have Stien with the ball.
Stien.
Magnus Stangbunes has went into the goal. Perhaps it's not the right tactic to try to steal the goal when you have so much trouble holding on to the ball. Then putting a man out of the equation to get to the goal is perhaps not the right tactic.
They saw very clearly where the pass is going. But they...
This is an important aspect. They have to put pressure on the ball carrier. They should not allow him to make a successful pass. Yeah, and they wing it back.
That was good. That's a good sequence there by Egersund.
And we have Stian Holland again with the ball. Oh. Yeah, they have to put on the pressure, not allowing them to pass. Then the next Egersund player has to come down right there and stop the Krefeld player. But again, they're too slow. They're not reacting quick enough.
But one thing that is different in the second half here is the forwards they're playing more aggressively. Instead of just holding on to the player with the ball, they're trying to disrupt them to take it away. So I think that's important. If they're going to break up Krefeld's forward progress, they have to play like that, more aggressively.
Yeah,
and now
Marius
they're
Stangbunes is winning the ball. Yeah. He loses it.
And it's not like the people in Egersund lack knowledge about underwater rugby. Marius Bundes is a junior national team coach. Trond Helge Lidevik has also done plenty of coaching. And then Egersund's coached a lot of young players.
We haven't received any questions on the Facebook page yet, but I have gotten some questions on the DM on Facebook and Snapchat. People asking about the music of the anthem of the EuroLeague.
Are they tired of it, or
No,
they like
they're
good passes
Ooh.
here? They moved all the way over to the other side properly. That was the best sequence there for Egersund, really, the whole match.
that says a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, but now they starting to pull on some passes. Now Trondheim goes in.
Yeah.
He needs help. It's hold on to the ball a little bit too much.
See, in league play, Trondheim Lillevik would be able to hold on to the ball against the average player in that situation, but at the EuroLeague level, it's not so easy.
And it's 3 Krefeld players.
Now he's squeezing him with his legs there, sucking the air out of him.
But this is bad. I mean, this is pointless for Egersund.
Yeah.
It just eats up the clock. They'll have 10 minutes, and they decided to waste it in a scrum in the middle of the pool.
Yeah. And they don't come up with the ball either.
No.
So they've got he's had 2 players to pass to. They were on the bottom. Krefeld's playing more on the bottom too as well.
So is he here now? This is what I talk about. The forward is on him. He should not allow him to get. He holds him very nice. He makes a pass, but then the forward just leaves them. Now it's gonna be a call.
Free throw.
No.
No.
The call is made from the
Warning. White 7. Warning for pulling player without ball.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blue free throw.
Violation of the no contact rule.
Yeah. And that was probably, we couldn't see it in the screen, but Krefeld probably had a player within near the goal, and the white Egersund back was pushing him away without the ball.
It was maybe Stig Andre Uthelm.
No, he's a forward.
Oh.
He's playing with number 9. I think it was number 17.
No, Stefan Teng.
Yeah, who as a goalie pushed away. I see here there has to be a forward on, but both forwards got caught in the corner, allowing the Krefeld player too much time attacking the goalkeeper.
Oh, they.
Oh, that's a big chance within the goal.
Now they.
The win the ball. Oh, he doesn't see it.
Oh, it's. The Egersund players must feel a little frustrated now that they're getting their hands on the ball, but they're not able to hold on to it. And I think they're fighting with more intensity now. They should have brought this intensity to the beginning of the game.
Now we're gonna have another free throw.
Oh. Attacking the mask?
No,
No?
choking.
Blue free throw.
It was a choking
That was
call.
Bjarne Lysand.
So we don't yet know where the second round of the EuroLeague will be played. The first round is going to be in Krefeld. So Krefeld put a lot of pressure on themselves by
No, it's going to be Malch who's going to arrange the round in Krefeld.
in Krefeld, but in their hometown. So yeah,
regardless of Krefeld makes it or not, it's going to be Malch who's going to be the host of that round.
Nonetheless, it's in your hometown.
Yeah.
You don't want to fail to make the competition. They've got a disorder around the basket there. And if they lose the ball, it could be a score quickly.
Now it's free
score.
No! Oh, that was he missed the empty bucket. Oh.
That was so close.
It was funny. But I mean, Egersund,
they were lucky to get away with that. But you could see
you're gonna see this.
You could see that coming, that they were not going to clear their own zone with the ball.
Yeah.
And it was almost a a quick takeover.
But that was Jan Kinderman. Oh.
Uh,
He's going to hear from that. I'm going to tell him after the game.
Jan Kinderman suffered an injury, so he's in a
Again, they're just a
comeback.
sloppy pass by Egersund.
Yeah. But Egersund has the ball now. They need to get
Again,
on the
it's
scoreboard. They've got
it happens if things are moving too slowly for them.
nonetheless, Egersund is playing better now. But it's too late, perhaps.
But it's again, Krefeld can just say, now we're going to sit back, wait for them, try to make a mistake and go on a fast break.
Meskis comes up with it. Meskis is a very entertaining player. He makes things happen.
Oh, here we see a fast break.
And
goes down, goes over.
Passes down, back over.
Oh, miscommunication between the Krefeld players.
Egersund, a long pass. It seemed like there should have been somebody there, but he tossed it straight to the Krefeld player. The German players have very good personal defensive skills holding on to the ball, wouldn't you say? At this level, Bomberg.
Yeah, but I'm saying he grabs the neck, he grabs the body, he doesn't grab the ball.
Yeah.
And that's again, you have to go in and you have to see what's the forward doing there? He's just looking at him and swimming away. You see, I think number 13, Erik Moster, playing forward, he's the only one bringing a little bit of energy and into his forechecking. He tries to make them feel his pressing, while the other they're just
holding on to the back.
And you have to think there's 5.5 minutes left. What's the point in losing 2-0 or 3-0? I mean, that's the same. You gotta go up and try to give yourself opportunity to make the goal and make this interesting and perhaps put some nerves on Krefeld. But they're playing with too much hesitation.
Well, Krefeld showing themselves
this is a big chance.
Above. If they can pass it down. Yes, they did. 3-0. Did you see who?
Goal, blue.
Who was it?
77.
It was Manuel Gaschner and
96 assists.
So Maximilian Caton got the assist.
You still, but still. No.
Gaschner got
but
the
you see here, where's the forwards?
Well, yes.
There, the forward comes in way too late.
It was a nice goal the way he shot it in from above. Drifting up. It was a good shot.
It was.
Gassner's also a player who scored in the Euroleague when he was playing with Vienna. Yeah.
And now we've been a little bit negative about Egersund, but we also just have to say Krefeld is making them look bad.
Yeah.
Krefeld is playing really well. So all credit to Krefeld for their display of strength here. Now he can just drop the ball and he has a free go ahead. Oh, good goalkeeping again about Tord. And that's the thing is, there has been some players who've played all right for Egersund.
They haven't played together as a team, really.
But there's too few of them. While I think the only mistake you've seen Krefeld make was the empty goal from Jan Kinderman. He missed. I mean, otherwise everybody played near a perfect match without any mistakes.
That's always very strange when the basket's open and then you put the ball on the rim and it comes off again.
Yeah. And so the pressure just comes too slow from Egersund, and then they stop. So they swimming and then they stop their swim, and you have to when you do everything underwater rugby, whether you're trying to score or put pressure or forecheck, you have to finish the move, doing it 100% all the way.
Well, Egersund holds on to the ball.
Bad pass.
Oh,
Nice snatch there by number 77, Manuel Gassner, the goal
Gassner.
scorer from before. So he see that pass is going to come and he's just going to break it up.
oh, right over all the way. He stayed down.
Oh, can he pass it over?
He hit the goalie's head
No.
for a second there to shake him up. And again,
And you see here, as you mentioned there, number 77, Manuel Gassner, he plays with Vienna the last season. You didn't notice him too much when he was playing with Vienna because they were a struggling team.
Yeah.
But you see here now they put him in a team with more higher level, and he shines. He played a really nice match.
yeah.
So
They get away with it. But the careless pass around the goal. If you were the coach now, you'd be shaking your head. It's horrible to be in Egersund's situation where you...
yeah, but Egersund, they just have to. This match is over. For them, they have to focus on their next match, which is against Tuserne.
Yeah.
We have Bjarne Lysen going in, losing the ball. Good defensive play again by Krefeld.
All the way over to the other side of the pool. He's got the goalie's back.
Can he put in the ball?
Oh! He set it up. He doesn't see his teammate below him. Kinderman passes. Now they're going to... Now here's a good example of, even though they lost the ball, they were holding the ball by the basket by holding on to the other player.
But you also see when Egersund wins the ball, they need to orientate themselves to facing towards the Krefeld goal and away from their own goal.
Yes.
But they're starting to make passes up and down from side to side. And the Krefeld players are really good at going in and breaking up those passes, going up and down and from side to side. But now we see a fast break. Stian Holland here coming 1-on-1 shoots. Oh. As a coach, you say never shoot.
He was low
1
on,
minute.
he was low on
minute.
air, and he decided to go for it.
Good played by Tord. Stian again trying to make the pass.
And they're all the way over. Nice. Well, Egersund has
What's your takeaways from this first match?
I would say that this is what one might have predicted. I wasn't sure what Egersund was bringing here.
I have to say I'm surprised.
Well, I was one point that's important is Krefeld is mostly Krefeld. This is Krefeld.
Yeah.
And so they don't have to integrate new players into their team. Everybody is a Krefeld player. If you look at Thomas Schenkely, Thomas Schenkely's, he played with Vienna, but he's actually German from Krefeld.
Yeah.
So he's joining his old club. That's it. That's the game.
Impressive victory by Krefeld, I think. It's going to be interesting to see how Tuserne and Krefeld's when they're gonna face each other later today at. I think it's
get the schedule.
It's 9. No, it's
11:22 on the clock here. Hold on. Okay. The next match should start at 11:30 in 8 minutes. So that could happen if we get back on schedule. And that will be Physalis against Tuserne. And I think Tuserne will just beat up Physalis. I think that's what's going to happen. But Physalis does have some good players, some experienced players. They have Zapata from Colombia. He must live in Europe now, I would guess, or
I don't know much about the Physalis team. It's going to be interesting to see them play.
they've got a couple of guys from So there we have it, the end of the first match of the qualifying round here. Krefeld defeating Egersund by 3-0. They put in 2 goals in the first half, and